YouTube, what's going on? Kevin the Tech Ninja here, and today we're taking a look at the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra and some of the cases that are Samsung official cases. You know, a lot of Samsung cases are, to be honest, rather expensive. So instead of you guys spending all this money on some cases, I went ahead and spent $200 and I bought some cases. A big thanks to D-Brand, my sponsor, for sponsoring this portion of the video. You know, even if you don't want a case, I do recommend getting a D-Brand skin. I do love the Mystic Bronze color. However, if you do get tired of that color, you want to switch it up, then you can definitely get a D-Brand skin. For less than 20 bucks, you can make your device look unique and get all sorts of different colors, styles, and textures. Hit the link down below to D-Brand your device. Okay, so to begin this video, we're gonna take a look at the very first case right here. This is the LED wallet case. And by the way, all the cases in this video I'm mentioning will be linked down below. I'm not saying prices because Samsung changes their prices quite often. There's always sales and always deals and things like that. So hit the link down below to the most updated and recent pricing. Okay, now that we have it right here, you can kind of hear it. It's kind of a nylon texture. You know, we've seen this before with the S20 lineup too. This is very similar to that. We're gonna move these other cases out of the way here, and we have it right here. So we'll go ahead and put our phone in here. It's just really simple. It's more of just a slap down, and you press to lock it in. There it is. So here's the case right here. It actually, you know, in my opinion, I think it actually looks pretty good. It fits it very well. It's kind of indented at the bottom here, so if it does fall straight down, the case will protect it from a fall, which is really nice to see. When you open it up, the screen turns on. It is a magnetic close. You close it, the screen turns off, and then you get this little pop-up here at the top letting you know any notification you may have. So as you can see, it tells me the time, and then it told me that I had 3 separate missed calls. Now, when someone calls in, it also tells you the phone number and the name of the person that calls in, and a whole bunch of other notifications that happen. So if you have your phone kind of sitting down chilling, someone gives you a phone call, you can see who it is quickly. Now with this case, you have the ability to accept and reject calls just by pressing on the case as well, which then in turn puts the input onto your phone directly. This case also have button indentations too, so you can know exactly where the buttons are at all times. And the camera right here, there's sort of a lip around it, so if it does fall like this, it is gonna hit the case first, but the camera still does protrude out a little bit. So even though there's a tiny lip, it doesn't do a full protection of the actual camera. Right here, the very front is where you actually can store cards. So it is a wallet case, but this is really, really thin. And in previous versions, I have seen that these will rip if you try to put too many cards in here. It has some credit cards right here. Let's go ahead and see how many cards we can fit in here. So far we have 2 and we have 3. I would say 3 is the limit. It is getting really, really tight now. And even getting your card back out isn't too easy to do either. So, I mean, you know, if you want to keep your ID or anything like that, you could keep it in there, but this would not replace a wallet by any means. But if you do want to just have your phone with you and have an ID or have one credit card, you can definitely do that here. You know, overall, I think this is a pretty decent case. It does have the LED element in the very front. If you're a person that just kind of wants to see what's happening at a glance while protecting the front of the screen, I could say definitely do that. It does its job, but as far as it being a true wallet, I would not say that it's a true wallet. Next up is actually one of my favorite cases for the S lineup in general. This is the S View flip cover case, and I'll show you how this one works. So here's the case, the exact same material as the wallet case. Extremely similar, same material, but the difference is it has this little window on the side, and this window will give you access to your phone screen. Installation is exactly the same. You just go ahead and slap it in here and close. Exact same thing as we've seen before with these cases, except for now we have a very special screen that pops up at the top of the phone here, and this right here gives you vital information as far as like time, date, notification, and things like that. You can also click on different objects as they pop up here. If you click on notification, let's say I'll go ahead and click on this YouTube video. When you open the phone up and I lock the phone, it actually takes me right to that notification. So you can access the screen, you can make changes to the screen. Anything you want to do here, you can do, albeit you're not making huge changes. You're just tapping something, then opening it up, and then it takes you in there. But once again, same type of coverage. It does have the indentation at the bottom, has the magnetic right here. You open and close it, it turns the screen off and on, but you do have access to the screen which for me is actually pretty cool. You can kind of set your phone right here. You get a phone call, it pops up right there. You get more information than I think with the LED case. Now there isn't any sort of wallet feature at all. It's just bare right here. But at the same time, I just like this better. I think it's a better look. As you can see, it's already getting smudges. It is pretty smudgy, so you'd have to wipe this down often. But overall, I think this is kind of a cool case. This next case is the leather back cover case. Once again, Samsung's official case. From the feel of it, I'm not sure if it's real leather or not, but I am not a leather aficionado. Like I can't like touch leather and say if it's real or not, but it feels more like plastic. Inside here is this really nice soft touch suede. You can kind of tell it's suede by when you move your fingers over it. It leaves this indentation. Looks really nice. Let's go ahead and put our phone in here. Okay, so off rip, I just like how this looks. This looks very professional. It looks very business-y. Now they do have a black version of this as well, but I want to get the brown one to kind of accentuate the mystic bronze, if you will. But overall, as you can see, the bottom is covered here. Once again, you have protection at the bottom and nice cutouts as you'd expect. The top is completely covered and the sides are covered too with the indentations for the buttons. These buttons are very clicky and really nice. And you know, once this is in your hand, you sort of forget you have a case. It does feel nice. It doesn't add a lot of heft at all, and the edges are raised just a little bit. It's not going to protect it from a flat fall by any means all the way, but if you do set it like this, you are going to hit the cover first. But if there's any type of debris or rock or anything you drop it on, it's definitely going to break. It's not made for total protection, but you do have this lip that sort of goes around the sides and up top too. Very, very small lip. It also makes the camera cluster a little less intrusive. It actually doesn't look that bad. You know, with this case right here, you kind of have it in your hand. The camera cluster just doesn't look bad at all in this case. Now, of course, once you take the case off, you can then see the camera cluster by itself, and you can kind of see how, you know, how big it is. But once the case is on, it does a really good job at hiding that camera cluster because it's raised everything just a little bit, and it sort of pops up and protrudes up just a little bit, enough to hide that cluster. And I think they do it wonderfully, and I really like this case a lot, actually. This brings us to the last case that I picked up. This is the clear standing cover case. This is a case to allow you to use your phone while it's standing up, and it's clear so you can still get a look of that beautiful mystic bronze. Okay, so here it is a very regular clear case. Now, one thing that worries me about these clear cases are that over time, a lot of them turn yellow. So obviously I can't give you that opinion if this is gonna turn yellow or not, just because, you know, just got it, but snaps on really nice as you'd expect, and it's clear. That's all you need to know. Definitely does add that same type of lip protection. It feels like the front does get raised a little bit more than the front lip on the other cases. So it does have a little bit more protection, especially at the top and at the bottom. Let's use the kickstand. Here's the kickstand. It kind of comes out, and then you can set it up like this, and you can like watch a video or anything like that, or you can set it Okay, you can't set it that way because then it flies right off. The kickstand shouldn't fly off like that. The kickstand flew off very easily. I mean, I know I said it here is not supposed to be set that way, but the kickstand shouldn't pop off that easily. But the case does a good job at minimizing fingerprints. You can see there's some fingerprints, but it doesn't look bad at all. And as I said before, you can see the mystic bronze. It does subdue it a little bit. You don't get that same light shimmering effect when you get it in under the light. But, you know, overall, I would say it's an okay case. I mean, I don't like how the kickstand flew off as I set it down this one way. Okay, so from the looks of it, I don't think it's broken. I think it just kind of popped off easily. So let's try to reinstall it here. Okay, we are reinstalled and we're back. Yeah, here we go. It sits like this. You can't sit it any other way because it flies right off. Wow, that is so light. You know what? I can't recommend this case at all, especially if you want to use the kickstand. Just the way it flies off when you set it down just for a half a second. I mean, God forbid you have the kickstand come out a little bit, you set it down, it goes flying across the room. Can't recommend this case at all. Actually really disappointed in this case. But anyways, guys, overall, those were the 4 cases that I wanted to showcase for you guys. You know, my favorite one has to be the flip cover. I just love how it looks. I love how getting access to the screen, even when you have a case on it, it's solid. And then the leather case too just kind of adds a level of premium, a level of business. And I think that is solid too. Anyways, guys, my name is Kevin the Tech Ninja. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.